To the first installment of the Lamar Finesse Book Club. First, today we're going to talk about Batgirl Volume 1, Batgirl of Burnside. And it was a great read. I checked it out from the library, and I enjoyed it. Let's see. We have the writers are Cameron Stewart and Brendan Fletcher, and the art's by Babs Tarr. So let's start off. Came out in 2015. The graphic novel Volume 1 at least came out in 2015. I like the animation. It's bright. It's very colorful. It's very different from, Burnside is apparently a different neighborhood of Gotham. It's on the other side of the bridge. And yeah, it's very different. We're going to get into it. First of all, I'm going to tell you some history about with Batgirl, anything. So, well, I have a couple comics of hers. Batgirl Adventures from the 90s, just the first volume for some reason. I don't know why I have it. Batgirl, it's like the Batman animated series animation. She's a female villain, female hero, so she has to have female villains for some reason. Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. It was a cute little read, whatever. And, I got this from Toys R Us or something. It's a Batgirl origin story throwback. I rented a bunch of her Batgirl's most popular adventures or whatever, and I read her origin story there also. And it was alright, but the other stories were kind of like, I just had to quit them because I wasn't really feeling it that much. But so I don't really know that much about her. Well, I do, but I haven't really read her series, her own solo series. I've seen her some stuff and Batman stuff that I've read, and of course the video games and the television series. So that's what I know her from. And also, Joss Whedon is supposed to be directing the new Batgirl movie coming out sometime in the future. So I'm not trying to be on the Batgirl bandwagon, but I do like Joss Whedon, so I just wanted to get to know Batgirl. If you chose her, just take a second look. As I told you before, I only really know Barbara Gordon from some of the Batman comics and, the animated series and the video games. And does this really feel like Barbara Gordon, though? In some ways, I'm not sure because, it's kind of like a reinvention. But the way she handled, she was trying to stop this, like, just some type of rich celebrity or something. And the way she stopped him from drinking and driving or whatever. It was very destructive, and she destroyed like some type of sub shop or something. I can't remember exactly, but she destroyed a restaurant in trying to stop him. And I was like, I don't know if Batman wouldn't approve the way you did that. I don't think he trained you like that. I mean, she had her own. Barbara Gordon had her own experience in martial arts and everything, and when she infiltrated the boys club of Batman and Robin. So she had her own style, but I think working with him, I think she learned to do things a certain way from him, and I just felt like I don't know if that's really Barbara Gordon. I mean, I know she's young and she still makes mistakes, but I just thought that was kind of crazy how she was so destructive about that day. But still great. Some aspects of her that they did keep. I like her intelligence was a big part of her character still. Her scholarship or internship rather, I think, was very important to her, and her thesis and all of that was a big part of her story. It's part of her personality. I don't know how much of a computer expert she still is because she had some issues, and her personal assistant hooked her up. We're gonna get into that later, but yeah, I'm not sure how much of a computer expert she is these days. So whatever. And she does have a photographic memory. I'm not sure. I think she might have always had that, but that's something I learned. So that was kind of cool. She has her quirks. I'll tell you, with this series, they did a good job modernizing it. Burnside is very hipster. It's very trendy. The art is great. You can look at the characters, just regular people in the book, like not even the main characters. Just they have their haircuts, like now, like this decade. They have their tattoos. They have in this world they have Instagram, but they call it something else. So they have a lot of stuff like that. They did a good job because these characters in cartoons and stuff, every character, they look like if you were like in a big trendy city, you could walk down the street and see these same people. So I thought that was great. So they did a great job modernizing this series. Let's see what else we got here. Got my outline if my eyes are everywhere. I thought the storytelling was pretty good. The villains were, some of them were one note, and they weren't like super villains either. So that's fine. I mean, I'm not mad about that. Sometimes that's life in the superhero world. Villains come and go. Some are bigger than others. Some have their one thing. They're there for one specific story. So that was cool. That was good enough. It kept me going. She did have this computer Barbara entity thing. It was kind of strange, and it was like an enemy, and it was kind of confusing. I didn't really I didn't really get it, and I didn't really like it that much. But probably should have read it one more time that issue because it was just kind of weird. But it was interesting though. But it was just kind of confusing how they went about doing it. Gonna talk about some of the characters. Black Canary, first off, that's our Birds of Prey friend, associate, former associate with Birds of Prey. She kind of Barbara Gordon. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this really feels like traditional Barbara, but she did something that indirectly led to Dinah, Black Canary, becoming homeless, and because of this, I don't know how. I've read some stuff with Black Canary, and I don't think she's super pissed. Like in this series, because she's homeless because of her, what's Barbara indirectly did, what's going on with Dinah's life. She's super pissed. Black Canary is like mad as hell. In almost every panel, she is like mean mugging. She is pissed off. Like even when they do fun stuff, she just looks mad, and she doesn't want to be there. What else we got here? But I do like towards the end how she got her music. It was revealed that she had just begun a music career because she had started a band, and so maybe she will she can start picking up her pieces of her life, make some money that way for a while at least. I don't know if singing is a part of her history prior to this at all, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Pull a dazzler, whatever. But okay, some of the other side characters. I'm gonna tell you it's a lot of diversity, which I think is great because for a Gotham DC type of thing, I think it's great that they have so much diversity in Burnside, and they're showing it, and they're like all like main characters, secondary characters in her world. We got Frankie is her friend from her rehabilitation days after the Killing Joke. They kept that in there, so that's great. That's part of her history. So they mentioned that a lot, referenced that a lot. But anyway, Frankie's her friend from that era. That's how they met. She thought Frankie was a lesbian, but Frankie says, she's bi, but I can tell she's more towards women. But sometimes she likes men, so she's a bisexual character. She works for Hook. It's a big industry. As soon as the series starts, they establish that Barbara's moving into Burnside, and Frankie's her roommate, so that's who she's going to be living with throughout the whole series, at least volume 1. And Frankie's a cool character. I like her. Jeremy is, I guess, the office hottie, whatever. And he is about 32 years old. Barbara's assistant thinks she said that was old, 32 was old or whatever. He's a divorcee. And he seems into Barbara, but I don't think Barbara really has time or wants him. She's kind of got somebody else anyways. And Nadima is Barbara's assistant. She seems pretty cool. She helps her out in the jam. She seems more like the computer expert than Barbara sometimes in this series, which is weird. Her brother. I'm sorry. Her brother's actually the computer expert. What am I saying? Quadir. Quadir. Maybe is her name. Her brother, and he's her CPU guy. Really nice guy. Her brother and sister, Nadima and Quadir. I'm pretty sure they're Indian because Nadima wears a hijab at work and everywhere. But anyway, Quadir is kind of like Barbara's computer guy. He's her sidekick. I feel like it's kind of funny that he's her sidekick with her tech stuff. And in some video games, at least in Batman Vengeance, Batgirl was doing that for Batman, and she was doing it for, I guess, other heroes when she was Oracle for a long time. So she has her own Oracle, who is Quadir. And later on, he debates even helping her anymore because like it's so much stuff going on with Batgirl and stuff, and her taking selfies with people after she rescues them. It's kind of weird. It's very different from Batgirl. Like she's young and stuff, and she's maybe starting to feel like she's really living life because after she can use her legs again and everything like that. But I don't know. It's just really weird. But I can't really speak on it because I didn't know Batgirl that much. I haven't really read her stuff. Officer Liam is someone she meets. He kind of reminds me of Gwen Stacy's dad from Spider-Man. He's very stand-up guy, great cop, just a great guy, but he just doesn't believe in superheroes doing too much of the vigilante thing. He doesn't like that. He just like wants the cops to work on that and figure that out. He thinks superheroes derail all that stuff because they're vigilantes to them. They had great flashbacks in this series too. They kept her past, the tragedy with the Killing Joke. They referenced that a bit, and you get to see some more of her internal pain. I thought that was pretty good, and they had great writing. I just really liked it. So yeah, it was a great series. It's a great read. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I mean, it's been out a couple years, so maybe. But yeah, one word for this book I would have to say is trendy, because they reinvented Barbara Gordon. She's still a bookworm, but she still likes to party. She does like to party more so than ever, if I think so. I mean, she's always been cute and fun, but yeah. So I would say trendy is the word for this novel. Great read. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Buy it, pick it up from the library, do what you got to do, and let's discuss some of this more in the comment section. Thanks, guys.